The Great Delivery War of China. Someone suggested this to me. I watched the first 30 seconds and I was like, wait, this could be a really interesting react. This looks very interesting. I mean, he might have based it on some articles that I've also read because there was a big Bloomberg article about this. Maybe there's more. Maybe he knows more. Maybe he's got some inside information. I want to watch this. So let's watch this.
Now, just 6 months ago, possibly the funniest situation I've ever seen in my life began to take shape on my For You page. It gets a little deeper than that, you'll see, where a video of what I can only describe to be the closest thing we have to a modern day Eastern Game of Thrones began to take shape. Now, what you may not realize is that on the surface level, this may look like a simple turf war, but on a deeper level, this is at least Wikipedia level lore 10 years from now. So today, let's talk about none other than the currently happening Great Delivery War instigated by...
This is literally where I stopped. I'm interested already, mostly because they're dressed like like video game characters actually fighting. The fact that they're all color-coded is what made it so interesting to me. I think we need, that's just good. I think people should do that. Bring that back to war. Blue, red, and yellow. Yeah. I think top comment is like, it's like the Pokemon Go colors.
By the tech giant JD. Now, when I saw that clip, I thought to myself,
why don't we do this in America? Why don't we go outside and pledge allegiance to the company we work for? I feel like McDonald's employees should be forced to do this every day before their shift. To Ronald. You don't?
Now, when I saw that clip, I thought to myself, after living through Elon Musk casually dropping $52 billion on a social media app, never in a million years did I think I would witness an economic version of the worrying state, with 3 tech giants locked in fierce competition for survival of the fittest in the jungle. How fiercely, you ask? How badly do they want to win? Well, they're selling shit for free, so what can I say? Anyways, here's a 60-second brief rundown on the key players we have at hand.
Okay.
All right, starting with the obvious one, Alibaba, emerged in early 2000s.
Yeah! Okay. No matter what happens, I'm cheering for Alibaba because I still own some shares of Alibaba. I fuck with Jack Ma, the boy who lived. Okay? I'm team Alibaba, baby. Well, actually, I own some shares of a Cayman Islands repository that has a claim on the profits of Alibaba because as an American investor, I'm not allowed to actually own Chinese stock.
Production needed. Basically, Amazon now owns half of China's online retail, sees an opportunity in food delivery and local services, recognize the brand needs its own champion in the field, acquires the online food delivery platform Alibaba, aka Are You Hungry? The blue uniform people, captures about 1/3 of the food delivery market, ranks second
Alibaba
in the
is
industry.
blue.
Then we have Meituan, started in 2010 as a group
blue.
buying deal site like Groupon. They were pretty small, but so was 100 other different tech companies they were competing with at the time. Obviously, nobody knows what they're doing back then, successfully survives the fight against all 100 companies, emerges in victory, dubbed by netizens as the 1,000 Groupon War.
So they're the veterans, okay? They struggled and fought their way to the top. They're kind of like Bane. They made it out of the cave. All right, Team Yellow, very, very threatening. Team Instinct, if you will.
Goes into food delivery, captures 2/3 of the market, refuses to elaborate, wears yellow uniforms. Now, JD emerged sometime in 2010 as well, selling electronics both online and in-store, somehow develops a nationwide logistic network despite almost going bankrupt from COVID 1.0, known for reliable shipping, hates Alibaba, and wears red uniforms. Now, 3 tech titans all sprinting towards the same finish line in the same market. Now we know the players at hand, let me walk you through the generational.
So Yellow's leading, Blue's in second place, Red is brand new and carries a mace. Okay, all right. Is this Pokemon Go? Yeah, but real life, all right? The fact that they all wear colored uniforms is very funny.
Battle that is unfolding at this moment. Now, historically, Alibaba's Are You Hungry? And Meituan has always been in direct conflict with each other, and the reason's pretty simple, they were both competing for the same market. While JD focused on selling goods from warehouses, steering relatively clear from groceries.
Why don't we have this? I would like to see, and I think you guys can all join me in this, I would like to see people working for Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats fighting in the streets. I think it would be more fun for our lives if people who were working low-wage gig jobs were fighting all the time, like we're in big gang wars.
In food delivery. Oh, why is that, you ask? Well, remember how I said Meituan had around 2/3 of the market
share? Dude, the literal Hunger Games! Plus, dude, that's very good.
Not only does that effectively mean Meituan is basically the default option majority-wise, for food delivery in China, which means they set the prices, they make the deals, they wear the pants, curbed by the server admin once, but continues anyways. Point is, imagine if anything above this line means you make money in the industry and everything below this line means you lose money. Now, since Meituan has majority in market share, Meituan gets to kind of draw the line. If they decide delivery fees sit here, then anyone who wants to compete has to at least match me or go even lower just to take the dub. But joke's on you, because going lower means burning cash. So JD sees a situation, well, that I ain't trying to play. And it's all like other companies haven't tried getting into food delivery. Douyin, China's TikTok, pretty impressive company, right? Tried to muscle its way in 2022, and their pitch was relatively simple. Why watch a food video where you can literally order the food? So they started offering—
Okay, one thing I want to say is this sounds like they're in the early stages of the competition, where everyone's still willing to burn money to gain market share. I think if you are, for example, in America, you remember the days where Uber and Lyft actually were trying to compete and you got great prices. Or more realistically, the days of cheaper, let's do the streaming bubble. Like if you remember Disney Plus and Netflix and everything was cheap because they were all trying to get market share. But then eventually you stop wanting to burn cash and everyone starts raising prices. I'm assuming, actually, I just know for a fact they can't all burn money forever. Someone's going to eventually start. So people who get used to it are going to be in for a rude awakening as the price of delivery goes. It's the millennial subsidy. That's the way that it's been put. The millennial subsidy, which is like, there was this good decade, maybe less. I'd say a decade. Maybe 8 years. I would say like 2014 to 2022 was this gap, this millennial gap, where we got so many things for cheap. The millennial 8 years, we just got like a lot of, we got global investors to subsidize our lives. We got food delivery for cheap. We got entertainment for cheap. We got travel for cheap. We got a lot of things for cheap. And then those companies all started raising prices.
Take the dub. But joke's on you, because going lower means burning cash. So JD sees a situation, well, that I ain't trying to play. And it's all like other companies haven't tried getting into food delivery. Douyin, China's TikTok, pretty impressive company, right? Tried to muscle its way in 2022, and their pitch was relatively simple. Why watch a food video where you can literally order the food? So they started offering food delivery options, realized they don't have the logistics or the reputation. For example, cases where buyers order food, nobody bothers to make them because nobody comes to collect began happening everywhere. In the end, couldn't even beat the blue people, takes the L, leaves the market, decides to do a partnership.
Sorry, what happened?
Cases where buyers order food, nobody bothers to make them because nobody comes to collect began happening everywhere.
Why is nobody coming to collect? If I order food, why would I not come to collect?
In the end, couldn't even beat the blue people, takes the L, leaves the market, decides to do a partnership instead. So anyways, the two giants within the game continues to fight.
Oh, there was no driver to collect it, I see. Okay, I get it. The restaurant is getting an order for a food and not even making it because they know there's no drivers.
And in the meantime, both securing a pretty impressive audience base, and everything seems like it was well and good. Until one day, everything changed.
Okay.
Jingdong's here, baby. What do they bring to the table? Low fees for vendors, insurance for riders, proper employment contracts, fair work policies. You know, it kind of reminds me of back in high school where we used to run polls for school.
Wait, is this like some sort of, I don't get it. This company doesn't have market share, so it wants to gain market share, so it's offering better prices and better employment contracts. It's like some sort of competition. It sounds like woke garbage. This is so fucked. There should only be one company in every market, and it should be institutionalized by the government. There should be regulations put up so no one else can compete.
Employment contracts, fair work policies. You know, it kind of reminds me of back in high school where we used to run polls for school captain, and then motherfuckers would be on that stage saying anything to get elected. Oh, we'll have 2 lunch breaks and discount coupons for canteens. So Meituan hears about this and makes the first counter offense, posts an official response the same day cancelling penalties for late delivery for riders. Oh, bit of an aggressive defense there, pal. Anyways, the point of that move is stabilize morale first, so nobody fucking jumps ship. Then a week later, they fire back properly at JD with an announcement of their own, promising that all full-time and even part-time riders would now be covered under social insurance policies. Now, what's even funnier is that the way they decide to respond to this was, oh, these policies, they were in development since July 2022 under Human Resource Department projects. Better late than never. Great defense. Both parties release their respective moves and the battle goes on for a couple months. So JD gets an estimate of a couple million orders a day. Numbers aren't officially released, but things are going as it is. Nothing crazy. Then, early April, JD launches another campaign effectively releasing a massive stimulus granting major discounts across the nation. Millions of netizens and influencers across multiple platforms begin to post the crazy discounts they were receiving from JD, while simultaneously dubbing the situation as a modern-day battle of the three kingdoms. Each one responds to the 12 with an equally sizable stimulus. But this is where it gets interesting. Now, this is a public announcement made by a Meituan executive publicly denouncing JD. Now, the letter begins with, let me just say a few words. We're not the first to do this, and we're not going to be the last. Alibaba, DD, TikTok, all do it, and DD's doing it overseas. Now, to put that more bluntly,
people, when I knock people out, they don't move. They're not, who the is that guy? Who the is that?
The sentence closes, compete with us, and you'll be left in the trash heap of history. JD, of course, decides
I'm sorry, what?
The sentence closes, compete with us, and you'll...
So wait, Team Yellow, oh, they don't actually say that. I was like, wait, what? Oh, they do. We're going to sweep their large and ineffective warehousing and distribution systems into the dustbin of history.
Left in the
That's wild.
The trash heap of history. JD, of course, decides to fire back on the 21st of April with a letter addressed right here. We also publicly advise a certain platform. You go over a decade without paying social insurance and housing fund for any of your delivery drivers, you use powerful algorithms to exploit them to the utmost, you turn a blind eye to the safety issues of delivery drivers whose accident rates is over 3 times of that what it should be. You have forgotten a saying of our ancestors, water can carry a boat, but it can also capsize it.
Oh, fire. Now, do you guys think the CEO of JD deeply cares more about the workers than the CEO of Meituan? Do you think that's why? It's because he cares more? He's just a nicer guy? Or do you think possibly, perhaps, it is to his benefit to care more because it allows him to get drivers and gain market share? And that is a benefit of competition. Whether or not he's a nice guy, he has to care about safety issues. He has to do that because it allows him. Do you think it's not like this just individual one-off, this CEO is good or bad? It's more like the system of competition actually creates the environment for better wages and better... Maybe not. He's not woke. Don't imply that. So that's not.
You have forgotten a saying of our ancestors. Water can carry a boat, but it can also capsize it. I hope you take care of yourself.
However, I don't know how this video ends, but like, if this is happening now, then I guess we're up to live. But it would not surprise me if there's some disaster brewing here. You know, it's like, again, it reminds me of the streaming bubble. All these streaming companies had super low prices and they were going around Hollywood and buying everybody's shows. No matter how stupid your fucking show was, they'll pay for it. Everyone in Hollywood had jobs. And now you walk around Hollywood and everyone's lost their fucking jobs because the bubble popped. Okay? All the money is evaporating. They're all cutting back and nobody can get a show greenlit anymore. So it's possible this is like a bit of a bubbly environment.
Turn back soon. Damn, is it that soon? Now, as the war continues to rage on here on the blue side of the battlefield, Are You Hungry recognizes that...
I'm sorry, did they say keep yourself safe? What'd she say? Oh, I hope you'll take care of yourself. That's a wild thing for one company to say to the other.
If you take care of yourself, turn back soon. Damn, is it that soon? Now, as the war continues to rage on here on the blue side of the battlefield, Are You Hungry recognizes that this is not a battle they can win alone. So, sometime late June, reinforcement arrives as Alibaba joins the fray. Because what's the #1 backup plan for when it goes south in your business ventures? You gotta bring in your rich dad. So I guess with $50 billion freshly arriving into the accounts receivables of the Are You Hungry team, another batch of stimulus and discounts were also released into the public, draining the markets even drier and profits even thinner. So they settle for a couple of days and then comes mid-July. The war escalates even further as Meituan releases a fresh new discount week. What's the reason of discount? Any special occasions, my king? Yeah, it's Saturday. Reason to celebrate. Discount. Alibaba swiftly counters by bringing in Taobao. Taobao releases Super Saturday. There you go. 188 yuan.
Dude, this has been what a great time to be a Chinese incel, I guess. What do you call someone's homebody? So a Chinese shut-in. Yeah, a Chinese shut-in, not an incel. Just a neat. Yeah, I was thinking of the word neat. a recluse. Someone's stuck at home, bro. You're just getting deals on deals on deals. You can be ordering all your meals per day.
Everybody gets a discount. Claim now lasts as long as we need it. But the king isn't brought down this easily. Meituan, the emperor class player, makes a move in order to fend off the assault, bids back against the offensive by literally releasing shit for free. God damn, what a play. That's right. Good discount. Of course, this particular
Dude, getting your... can you imagine? Getting your fucking private taxi burrito delivered for free. That is not a company. That is not a company. Just driving food to someone's house for free is not a company. That is just a cash burning machine. They just press a button on the app and it's a charity. It's a charity, but it's at scale because millions of people can do that.
maneuver caused such a ruckus that Beijing steps in, blowing the whistle in order to prevent further wastage on 0 yuan orders. They didn't stop the war though, it carried on.
The government stepped in to stop food from being delivered for free.
As Jingdong launches a third wave of assault, 500 gram lobsters for 16 yuan, only limited to 100,000 people every night. If you miss it tonight, there's one tomorrow. Now, in the meantime, clips of vendors absolutely flooding with orders began to trend all over social media. Now, this particular screenshot posted by a netizen consists of a...
That is so, he goes so fast, dude. This is like... I actually think this is a great video, but it's like 15% faster than I want. It's like... It's just a little bit too zoomer for me. I can't keep on. Old man, dude. If this is a 10-minute video instead of an 8-minute video, it'd be perfect for me.
So 500 gram lobsters for 16 yuan, only limited to 100,000 people every night. If you miss it tonight, there's one tomorrow. Now, in the meantime,
this is wild. This amount of orders it reminds me of like The Bear. Where they're just screaming and shitting and crying every time a new online order comes in.
Clips of vendors absolutely flooding with orders began to trend all over social media. Now, this particular screenshot posted by a netizen consists of a chat log between a writer and the customer, where the writer claims there are so many orders, there is literally no hope for you to get your drink. And screenshots like this one also began to circulate, where a writer was forced to grab a random milk tea because the original order got lost in the chaos. Some shops were hit so hard by the surge of demand, they literally had to close their shops early, running out of stock hours before.
I mean, this shit, if it's free, everyone will order one. The risk, they're not even get it. They don't need to pick it up. If it's free boba, everyone you know is going to order it. You're going to be making millions of...
closing time. Writers, on the other hand, were also benefiting short term, as one claimed to have made his weekly wage in the span of a couple hours. Now, I suppose on the economic side of the discussion, all companies involved received a massive hit to stock prices, driving values to historical lows. Now, as of today, rumor has it that Pinduoduo, the group buying app, is also planning to enter the market, as the tech giants suffer somewhat considerable losses. Either way, I'm still paying $30 on my Uber Eats, so we'll see how it plays out.
Good video.
No,
interesting video, man. I assume, yeah, there's going to be problems. They can't keep that up. But I guess they just want their competitors to fold before they do. They're all just praying to God their competitors fold before they do. What was the channel? Let's shout him out. That channel was Jagao. Seems like it's mostly about maybe fashion and stuff. It's a lot of Chinese culture stuff, actually.